No matter how much you knock on the door to someone's heart, you cannot change them. So it's always you who has to change. If you want to change the world that isn't following your plan, that's the only way to make it happen. If I can't see the light that leads to the goal, then I need to become that light. This is a quote from Isagi Uchi from the manga Blue Lock, or the anime, which is one of my favorite sports anime at the moment, which really is a story about characters developing, learning how to follow their passions, their desire, and their hunger to become the world's best striker, to give all of themselves and to destroy the old mindsets that they had that kept them backwards. And there's a lot of treasure troves of quotes and mindsets that help even impact people that I've seen. People say that it's impacted the way that they live their lives and even play sports. And that's one of those quotes. This idea of trying to change others, that you cannot change others, but you must change yourself, which is a fundamental, deeply, even mystical understanding of reality. That if you want to change others' circumstances, things that happen around you, or even just your life in general, you can't try to force. Sometimes you try so much to force people to change. Isagi Yoshi in that scene, okay? He was trying to change a guy. That's his name was Barrow, another character who didn't listen to him. He was trying to play together. They were in a 3 versus 3. They were trying to score a goal, right? They were trying to win the game. Didn't listen. He did whatever he wanted. So what Isagi did, instead of trying to change Barrow and try to make it listen to his plans, so that you should listen to what I want you to do so that we can win. He let go of that control and adapted to him, and came up with a plan of using Barrow's stubbornness against the other team, which allowed him to score the goal. So when the path to his imagined goal wasn't appearing, he said, no, no, no. I'm not waiting for a light. I'm not waiting for something outside of me to change. I'm going to change myself. I'm going to become the light. And I think about the parallel where it says that you are the light of the world. Yeshua says you are the light of the world to believers, that you need to change, that you need to become the light, the inspiration. When people are around you in darkness and things that you would like to change, they're sometimes speaking to them isn't going to influence them because they see every time that maybe you don't match the standard that you preach to them. Nobody likes to be preached at, but they do like to see examples. Or sometimes maybe they think that a different way of life isn't possible. But as you exemplify it and you let go of that energy of trying to change everybody, because it's so much energy trying to change every little things outside, but when you realize that, oh, okay, life is giving me the reflection of who I am inside. It's a responsibility to bear, but it's also a freedom. You take back control because you only need to change yourself. That's way easier in a sense. The foundation for all change is ourself. If we change ourselves, then people around us will change to reflect who we become. It can form in different forms, as if we decide to let go of a bad lifestyle habit. Then we need to take a new, maybe eat more healthy, go to the gym. What happens? We start making choices, maybe hanging around different people, you know, or and then what happens is the world around us change. We hang around different people. We have the world starts reflecting more health to us, right? Maybe we realize to a point where we need to stop hanging out with old crowds, old friends that do not match the level that we're kind of stepping in, because they're keeping us backwards into old habits. Sometimes we have difficult people around us, right, who take advantages of, if you're somebody who don't know how to say no. People say always ask you because they know that you'll say yes. Then you decide to take a look, and why do you say no? Why do you fear people? Why are you being a people pleaser? And then you start changing that, work on that. And then there's like this place where you start saying no, and people start respecting those boundaries because they didn't know that they thought that you were okay with it, right? A change of mindset, a change of attitude that changes how people reacted to you. And fundamentally, the outside world is a reflection of the inner world. And so it's understanding that the world only waits for your decision, but for you to become the new person that can bear the new reality, right? Because even sometimes we ask God, why aren't things changing in my life? More things changing in my life, but sometimes God is actually laying truths about you. It's trying to speak to you about who you are so that you can change living as an old version of yourself. He's just waiting for you to calm down and to take a time to be in prayer, be at rest, so that all those revelation that he's laid in your subconscious can come up to the surface as revelation when you take a time, slow down. And so it's not that he doesn't want better for you, but it's you refuse to become the person that can actually bear the new reality, the new better. Right? We say new year, new me, but new you, new reality. You cannot pour new wine into an old wineskin. Or what happens to the wineskin? Well, the wineskin will burst. So that's the teaching for today. Remember, any place that you see that you've been trying to change situation, change people, change circumstances around you, it's not working. Try to ask yourself, ask God, what part of me do I need to change? What kind of habit do I need to start taking to mentalize, to act on, to become repeatedly until I become that new person? What is it, the thing that needs to change inside of me so that the outside can change? Peace.